For this week, how are you, mate?
I'm good, very confident, Paulie.
Good. Another week and another 5 out of 8. Solid without being spectacular. That's the way I look at it.
Steady, I like it. Steady.
But another week. Let's have a look. Round 7.
Okay.
And starting with the belter, Roosters Storm.
Yeah, what a game. Very hard to pick out of these two sides. As you can see, the fans are voted with the Storm with a 77%. I'm leaning towards the Roosters if I want to be honest, Paulie. I think they definitely can upset the Storm, and I think the Storm are due for a loss.
At home as well helps. Dragons v the Warriors. I know you like the Dragons, and they are at home down at Wynn Stadium, but the Warriors, impressive comeback. 16-0 down.
The only thing I'm worried about the Dragons is their consistency. I still feel like they haven't showed that this year. Big win last week against the Tigers. It was a massive moment for the Tigers, and they came and upset them. But again, I can't go past the Warriors. Definitely.
If you're tipping them, you can just get on, off them, on, off them. You might,
Never know.
If they're inconsistent, it helps with
the 11th hour. You never know.
Eels v the Dolphins. This is up in Darwin.
Yeah, Eels back in the winner's circle, playing in Darwin. They've been very successful up there. So a few injuries for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Got them leaning towards the Eels.
What about your team, Panthers, versus my team, West Tigers?
Well, we know how that panned out last year, don't we,
Yeah,
boys?
well, I was as shocked as anyone.
But saying that, I can't go past the Panthers this week. I definitely feel like they got a lot of points in them.
They can't let it happen again. The Titans and Manly. We know the record is pretty good for Dez's men.
Yes.
His old club. He's been on the wrong side of that over the years.
You have to think Titans are due, aren't they? But then when you look at the team list, I feel like there's a lot of green, a lot of players that are still green in the Titans outfit. Seagulls have been outstanding all year. Definitely one of my dark horses for the premiership this year. So I can't see Desi getting a win this week.
Got to go the tip there. Broncos and Raiders. I feel like this is the first real litmus test for Canberra. Is that fair to say?
It is.
The grand finalists up in Brisbane.
I still feel like the Raiders have the game plan to really unsettle the Broncos this week. Don't get me wrong, Broncos have so many points in them, so many stars across their team.
And some injuries.
As well. Payne Haas, massive loss. Coming up against Josh Papali, Joe Tarpane. Arguably probably the best two props at the moment in the competition.
How good Morgan Smithies, the English import.
Exactly.
Ricky just unearths them.
Ethan Strange. I feel like they're the informed side of the competition. I'm predicting a Raiders upset.
Bulldogs v the Knights. These are two teams that are looking for more wins, so this will be an important game for both sides.
I can't wait to see these back five go at it. You got Josh Adokar up against Greg Marzu. Speed versus power. Again, I feel like the Bulldogs are heading in the right direction. This time last year they were last on goal line defence. This year they're first, so it's going to be a big test for the Newcastle Knights to really break that defensive line. I thought they really were brave last week, the Bulldogs. Upsetting for the Knights, unfortunately, but I am leaning towards the Bulldogs this week.
Have you got a margin for us?
I think it'll be close. I'm going to say 12 points.
A tiebreaker. Every week we pick one game in the margins, and then the Sharks v the Cowboys, first v fourth. What a beginner.
Yeah, but when you look at them at the moment, I feel like the Sharks are leaps and bounds away from the Cowboys at the moment. For the Cowboys last week, I definitely believed that loss was coming. I did tip them. I still held out for them, but again, a few injuries for the Cowboys as well, and the travelling factor has really played into their season. So the Sharks are on fire off the back of Nico Hines. So got to tip the Sharkies.
Sharks. There it is.
A couple of upsets there, Paulie.
Yeah, well, you got to do one or two, right? Roosters, Warriors. Eels, Panthers, Manly with less confidence, Raiders, which will be a big upset. Bulldogs, I think you'd say is probably an upset. Or they're at home. And then the Sharks to finish.
Pretty confident looking at that. Again, a couple of upsets could go either way, but hopefully get above 5 this week.
Could be an 8 out of 8. And then you get the bonus point as well. Let's go to streak.
Let's do it.
It's going to be hard to go here because
I rolled the dice last week.
I feel like 2 is like your lucky number because every week we come back to streak, you're on 2.
It was my jersey number, so maybe.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to get that to 22. If we could get 22, that would be a great spot. And it would be hard for anyone to catch.
We've got to make it interesting, Paul. I don't want to do 2 a week. Let's do 5. Let's roll the dice.
Let's roll the dice.
Let's make it fun.
But game 1's going to be a hard one to roll.
Let's stay clear right away from that.
You can tip, you can skip. So we're skipping that one. Dragons, Warriors. 91% like the Warriors. So do you.
I'm going to go for the Warriors this one. Yeah, I like to tip them.
And down to 76%. But we know, as you said, with the injuries, that could flip even more in Parramatta's favour as we get closer to kick-off.
Yeah, I'm going to, you know what, I'll roll the dice for this game. I'll go Eels.
Panthers, West Tigers. The fans are bullish on Penrith after the bye.
I'll jump on the bandwagon there.
Now, this is the one that I'm nervous about with that record and with Des, and we know the Titans got this close to actually getting their first win of the year.
Yeah.
Will you tip? Will you skip?
I'll tip Paulie. Yep, go with Manly.
Broncos, Raiders.
Let's
it's
stay
a
right
big
away
upset,
from that.
so you just say, let's not do that. Bulldogs, Knights, not necessarily an upset, but not a big one, 46%.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite even, to be totally honest, in this game. Could go either way. It is a flip of a coin, so let's stay away from that one.
And finally, the Sharks, Cowboys, another two teams that are very similarly matched.
Love the Sharks this game.
Locking it in. Let's have a look at these tips. Dragons versus the Warriors, you're going the Warriors. Eels versus Dolphins, going Parramatta. Then Penrith to beat the West Tigers. Sticking with Manly against Gold Coast, Cronulla. At home,
yes,
the Cowboys are very important. So each consecutive correct tip continues your streak. One wrong resets, longest streak at the end will win. Good luck, Josh.
Fingers crossed, Paulie.
You can do it.
Hopefully, we'll see.
To play tip